Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Beardlib Editor tutorial. Been a long time. Uh, what I'm going over today is how to do some custom stuff. Alright, this has been something that a lot of people ask me is how do I add custom sounds, how do I add custom interactions and bags and a bunch of stuff like that. I'm going to handle all three of those sounds, interactions, and bags all in this episode right here. It's going to go on for a little bit. So I'm in the editor for some stupid reason because most of this work is going to be not in the editor. I'm going to switch over to my monitor. There you go. This time it worked. Great. Alright, so we got a couple things here. Let me just clear my notepad++. Don't need any more leaks. Alright, cool. So we're going to do two things. We're going to need notepad++ or any sort of text changing software, really, and your level. Alright, to start off, I like to do a hooks folder. So every single hook is going to be within this folder. We're going to start off by making custom interactions and custom bags. Alright, so I'm going to call it interaction tweak data.lua. And I want to change it. I'm going to copy paste that. We're going to change this next one to let me just refer to a map. What map would this be in? Jewelry crafters. Have it? Late holiday special. There you go. I'm just going to refer to it. Carry tweak data. There you go. While we're at it, I'm going to actually open that up into a new tab. Because I'm going to refer to that a little bit later. Okay. So carry tweak data. Oh, it just copied the whole file. That's cool. Thank you. Alright. Okay. Alright, quick carry tweak. Just do it all lowercase, whatever. Carry tweak data. There you go. I'm gonna close this because it doesn't exist anymore, and I'm opening these two files. Alright, so we're doing something called hooking. Alright. It's where you take the base game files and you hook your own code onto it. Sounds way more complicated than it actually is. I'm going to go back to this file. I'm just going to go in here, go to interaction, tweak data. Just take this first line. That's all we need. Perfect. Alright. So, I'm going to explain. That's what I've been watching. Excuse me. Here you go. Alright, so I'm going to go over how hooking works a little bit. Just the script notes. So if I'm going to go to interaction, tweak data, this is just a Lua dump of all the Payday 2 files. Tweak data. There you go. Alright, so how a hook works. So you can see here, we see hooks, alright, post hook, interaction tweak data. So we're hooking into that interaction tweak data right here. And we're doing the function initialize, init, I don't really know. We call it our own function. This has to be something unique. So I'm just going to call it test video interactions. And we keep the function self tweak data the same. Alright. At this point forward, we pretty much can just look at how they do it here. Alright, if you really want to, you can even just do that. I'm just going to put a little tab on all these because I like to make it look nice. There you go. So we could literally do this and just change it up a little bit. I want the interaction to be test video. Alright, the equipment, there's going to be no icon. Icon doesn't really work. Text ID, we're gonna do test video interaction lock. I don't know. There. Yeah, that. No, I don't like that. What should it be? What should it be? I'm just gonna call it that, yeah. Alright, the equipment text. So if you have equipment text. If you have this special equipment, it does the text ID. If you don't have the special equipment, which is the thermite, it'll give you this other text here, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll tell you like, hey, you need thermite or something to interact. I don't really want special equipment. Equipment consume. So this will get rid of the equipment. I don't want that. No. In actuality, to make an interaction, you could literally make it with this, I believe. Because there's a default interaction distance if you don't set it, and there's a default timer of 0. So if you want the interaction to take a little bit longer, we can set it to something like 20. After every line, by the way, you gotta make sure that there's a little comma at the end. And I'm gonna set the interaction distance to like 500. Yeah, perfect. After we're done that, we just do a little end, because this end needs to hook up to this function. I believe that's what it does. And then we do a little bracket at the end, because this bracket ends with this bracket. Perfect. Fuck. Interaction to data. Perfect, it's saved. Alright, and we're going to do something very similar for the other one. But I'm going to go check out that level. Or that file. It is also in inish, or init, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to copy this cage bag. And put the little end bracket just like that. So what do I want to change? Well, one, I want it to still be the cage bag, so that's going to be the green bag. The unit itself is still the cage bag. This is the visual unit. This is like when it's on somebody's back. Still going to be that. Skip exit secure. I have no idea what that means. I'm going to get rid of that. The type. So this type is how heavy it is. I think it's specified at the top, I think. Yeah, so this is seeing there's a little hard to figure out where. It's mega heavy, very heavy, slightly heavy, medium, light, coke light. These all have different jump modifiers, run modifiers, can you run, and the throw distance modifier. So they all have a little bit different there. This is going to be a heavy bag. I'm going to call it something unique. Test bag. Test video bag. Because I don't know if Overkill has their own test bag. HUD carry cage bag. HUD. Test video bag. Sure. And that should be it. All we have to do at this point is we take these text IDs and plop them into the localization. So we did this before. Boop, boop. You can do this within the editor itself now. I just prefer to do it this way. HUD test video bag. And HUD test video interaction. Alright, and then you want to do something like hold money sign button underscore interact. So that literally shows the interact button. If you don't have that and just type in hold F, whatever, even if your keybind is reset to E to interact with things, it'll also say F. So if you do button interact, it will change depending on the interaction key you set. Hold button interact to say hello to the video. Sure, yeah, that works. Test video bag. This is a test video bag. It has a long localization line. Smiley face. Perfect. I forgot one step. So we have the hook files. We just need to go into the main XML. I'm again going to use late holiday special as reference. So we create something called this hooks section in the main XML. I'm just going to copy paste this completely over. You want to make sure that it's within the level that you're going to have. Alright, so it's in the level tutorial map. I'm just going to paste it in. I don't need any of these. I need the carry tweak data, and I need the interaction tweak data. Obviously, they need to be named this game. So mine doesn't have capitals. I'm going to remove the capitals. Tweak data. And if you ever were curious on how to do certain hooks, this source file is directly here. So lib tweak data, carry tweak data, right there. You just get rid of the .lua because that's not needed. And you can see the hooks directory is in here. So the hooks directory goes into hooks, and then it checks for this file. That's all you need. Perfect. Now, if we were to go back to Payday 2, and I were to restart the level because we need to make sure the hooks actually load. Alright. I need to spawn an interaction. Yeah, sure, load it. And I need to spawn a loot bag. Perfect. Once I go to this, it's gonna go to the loot bag. Probably this one. Yeah. I'm gonna set the interaction to be on no, actually it's gonna be on start because it's 20-second interaction. I don't want to actually do that entire interaction. I'm gonna set this to test video. Is that what I called it? I'm trying to check. What did I call it? Video bag. Oh, god damn it. If you notice this, good job. I'm just gonna switch back to the monitor. I copy pasted it and it still says interaction tweak data. So that's cool. Test video bag. And this is gonna be carry tweak data. So that's why it's not showing up, obviously. Let's try that one more time. If you ever have an issue where you're hooking something but it doesn't work, I was just going to mention to look at your hooks file, which I'm doing right now, and I'll showcase the problem that I am having. Yeah, it's right there. So you can see. Fatal error, failed to scan constant from string. So this is the localization file. What do you mean you failed to scan constant? Is it because there's a comma there? This is a tutorial. Yeah, okay. This is a test video. This is a long localization line. I think it might be this. This might be messing it up. Ah, no, here it is. This doesn't have quotation marks. Let's go back to the localization English. Easy fix. If you're ever wondering how to get this little console So this, all it does, it just spits out the information that's going to be in your logs file. So the BLT logs is found right into here. So everything that's in here is just spit into here. And how to do that is you just put a developer.txt. There's nothing in it. Just call developer.txt into your mods folder, and it will show this. And you can live debug some issues that you're having. Let's try restarting the map. Switch to payday. Now it should work, hopefully. Test video. There you go. And test video. Perfect. So I want to create a sound now. Let's go Audacity. I'm gonna load up Audacity because I want there to be a sound when I get this done, when I actually interact with this thing, right? Sounds are probably the easiest thing that you can add custom-wise to the game. Here's Audacity. Alright, so I'm just going to record a line of me saying something. You don't necessarily need to see Audacity, but I guess I will show you it. It will be nice. Switch to the monitor. Alright. Congrats! That's it. Alright, I'm just going to cut this part. Actually, I think I haven't used Audacity in a long time. There you go, just hit delete. And I'm going to hit File, Export as an OGG. Now, if you don't know how to use Audacity, Audacity does allow, not Audacity, VLC Player does allow, I think also Audacity allows you to change MP3 files to OGG files. It's very important that you have it as an OGG file. Test video. Okay, test video.ogg. Yeah, just gonna hit yes to whatever that was. I didn't know where it exported. Where did it export? Export is OGG. It's in my downloads folder. Okay. Let's go to the test video into here. Alright, so I'm going to move this OGG file in. Alright, so I like it personally to be a little bit organized, so I like to make a sounds folder and put it into the sounds folder. Just like that. I'm going to do a little bit of referencing again. Where is it done? Sound. All right. Just like that. That should be connected. Yeah. So we just changed this directory to what it's supposed to be. Get rid of that. So it's just assets sounds, I believe. Or is it sound? Yeah, no, it sounds. We're going to say change the ID to test audio ID. And I'm going to change it to testvideo.ogg. So the path needs to be exactly what it is here. So assets sounds right there with the test video set to the path. It has to have the .ogg, and this ID, you can set it to whatever you want. Once we have that done, we can switch it over to the game. And it crashed. Cool. Why did it crash? Oh no! Alright, so I had a little hiccup there. Added a couple things. Apparently I was crashing because I was saving in non-binary, but the main XML said I was still saving in binary, so it was causing some issues. I fixed that, came in, added a couple stuff just to make sure that everything was working. So, there's 3 ways to play audio. There's play sound, there's dialogue, and there's X audio. All of them have their different attributes. X audio is very good for OGG files, right? You can change the SFX, you can change if it's looping, if it's 3D, relative does nothing. You can change the volume. This is all done on the fly via this element. So it's very great for that. It only goes, the volume only goes between 0 and 1 though. But if you have a sound, it's very loud, you can just reduce it with X audio. There is also an X audio operator, which allows you to change all this stuff on the fly. So you can have stuff get louder because you did something. I don't know. It's very good for that. Although most of the stuff that's in here, you can actually do inside the main XML. Like if you hit loop equals in commas true, if you do that, it'll loop. But this can be done by the X audio. There's play sound. This one is the most basic, the easiest one to work with, and less crash prone. With X audio, if you typo it wrong, like if I were to hit execute on that, I'd crash, right? This will work most of the time, and even if you type the ID wrong, you won't crash. It's very great also if you have an ID that's tied to a character, like Dallas, and you use teammate comment. If you use one of these numbers, IDs, right, and you put it on here, walk into an area trigger, the area trigger executes this, then Dallas, who stepped into the area trigger, will play that sound. So that works really nice for that. And then there's lastly dialogue. I find dialogue is very great for narrators and anything like that because it has a couple useful things. One, I want to teach you one thing. When you type these in, there's no autofill. So you can see that it says none is the top one. So this doesn't fill up. If you don't see it on the list, don't worry. Just type the ID, it'll work. But yeah, why dialogue's great. One, it has force quit current. For all of these normal sounds, force quit current pretty much, if you play a sound and then play another sound, because, okay, so say there's an objective. When the objective starts, there's dialogue going on. Once you find the crowbar for that objective, another dialogue goes off. If you find the crowbar too fast after the objective started, force quit current would stop the first voice line and start playing the second. All right. If you didn't have that on, the first voice line would keep playing, and if you were to execute the second dialogue mid first dialogue, nothing would happen. The first dialogue would keep playing, got to the end, it would stop. It would not play the next one. So it doesn't work well with custom IDs though. If you do force quit current, that'll crash your game sometimes. It'll just be random. So be careful, force quit current. I don't recommend using it on custom dialogue. But this execute on executed when done. Confusing question or comment, but pretty much if you type this, anything that's in this list will be executed once the voice line is done, which is really great for narrator dialogues. Anyways, all 3 of these will work. These 2 have the test audio ID, which I set up in the main XML. I don't know if I did this last time because I had to delete some things, retype it. I accidentally typed it sounds with a capital S. That doesn't work. Make sure it's all lowercase, that sounds. I'll show you actually right now. There you go. So this sounds right here. I typed that with a capital S and that did not work, so be just careful of that. heyday back up. Perfect. Alright. But if we go into the game, you can see the custom interaction works. It says say hello to the video. If I start interacting, it spawns the bag. I did change the bag. It no longer is the cage bag because I didn't have that loaded. And if I were to interrupt, congrats. It does a voice line. If I grab the bag, it says this is a test video bag. Just like that. Obviously the rest of the thing gets cut off because I wrote too much. But as you can see, it works perfectly. Congrats. 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 Alright, see you in the next video.